Hi friends, hope you're whelmed. It's that time again. Steam is hosting Next Fest until October 20th, and there are tons of delightful demos vying for your attention. I've tried quite a few, but these 4 are my favorites. Also, if you're watching this and going, "Hey Jess, didn't you promise you'd make a video for both of your poll winners?" You are correct, I did, and I'm working on the Monster Care Simulator video as we speak. But I also just had the ear infection from Hades and had to slam antibiotics for a full week, so honestly, this was just easier to get up first. Anyways, let's get into it. If you loved Urban Jungle and Tiny Glade, My Tiny Landscape is the weird fusion game you're definitely going to want to check out. As the title suggests, you'll be building up tiny, minimalistic landscapes, filling in barren archipelagos, and turning them into thriving environments. You have 3 different environments to choose from: temperate, tropical, and polar. As you can see, I'm a fan of the temperate options. The greener the better. Just like in Urban Jungle, you'll be awarded points based on the features you pair together to populate your landscape. But the challenge is reaching a certain point threshold before you can progress. Unlike Urban Jungle, however, you can't freely move or delete things once you place them. You can only undo 1 move at a time, and if you fall short of the points you need, you'll have to concede defeat and begin another landscape. There's no timer though, so you can take all the time you need planning your next move. What's really cool about this is there are a lot of accessibility options to make the gameplay way more relaxed and cozy, including peaceful mode. It lowers the required point threshold so you can hit the target easier, but you can also change the keybinds. I'm at the point where if you can't change the keybinds, I probably won't play the game, so for me, that's a win. As you can see, I've spent over 2 hours with it. My favorite thing about My Tiny Landscape is the music, because even though you sort of have to be an aware landscape designer, you can also just vibe. We don't have a release date for this just yet, but I'm so excited to add it to my library when we do. If you are interested in trying My Tiny Landscape, it's also going to be available after Next Fest, so there's no rush. Next is a game I honestly wasn't sure if I wanted to include on the list because, well, it's going to be super cozy for some and not for others. The Legend of Khiimori, I know I butchered that last word, someone tell me how to say it in the comments, is more of what I'd call comfy. Set in 13th century Mongolia, you'll be playing as a courier on horseback in a stunning open world. There's no doubt it's atmospheric, and there's so much stuff already jam-packed in the demo, I didn't get to fully explore everything. You can craft, gather, and also you'll be trying to dodge bears, brave the elements, and gauging the ground conditions in the fight to do your job, making sure your horse remains steady and uninjured. I have no idea if there are human enemies because I kept restarting to try and hit this asshole bear with a non-lethal deterrent, but you can see I absolutely was not successful at any point since panic won out. Now I know to keep a stock of bandages with me at all times. But seriously, I don't think this was too bad. There are lots of accessibility options and 2 ways to ride. At this point, I'm assuming I'll learn to hit moving targets atop my horse. I just need a lot of practice. But I guess you can't put a price on fear.
Yes, you can. It's $20.
Because every time I saw that bear, I went into full-on flight mode. I also need someone to explain to me how we can guide our horses to water using the reins, because when I tried to get my horse to drink, he literally wandered away and I had to run after him. Actually, I was really bad at this. My horse almost fainted and I didn't notice until I got through all the other pop-ups on screen. But I had fun, so I'm gonna buy it anyway. The demo shows off the potential for a highly detailed breeding system, meaning that you can breed certain horses for certain conditions. I hope that means we'll be able to have our own herd eventually, and if I recall correctly, wild horses are something that will be in the game as well. I was really impressed with what I did get to play, and it's a small thing, but the map is huge, so I love that you can click on a quest destination on the map and it will guide you to it. Legend of Khiimori is due out in early access on November 4th, 2025. I wanted to try out at least one visual novel, and this was Steam's first recommendation for me. According to the description, Mari's Magical Deliveries is a bite-sized automate game. Mari, our main character, has returned to her hometown to work as a courier at her father's delivery service. It's been a while since she's been home, but it's a bittersweet reunion. The demo doesn't tell us why, just hints at it, but I hope it's not going to make me cry. There are 3 love interests. Mari's old friend, future TV star, current carnival performer Charisse, her golden retriever in a trench coat brother Castor, and Hans, an incredibly anxious being who seems to like books more than he likes people. Honestly, relatable, so I can't hate him for that. The demo's fairly short and straightforward, getting players used to the map and delivery system, while also teasing the blossoming romance with each dateable. It also looks like there might be some side stories, but the non-romanceable NPCs don't have character art yet. Once you finish the demo, you can actually fill out a survey to give feedback to the dev, so even though it took me less than 20 minutes to breeze through the demo, I really enjoyed what we got to see of Mari's, and I can't wait to see what the full game is like. I saved the best for last with Design Conjure, which is weird because I don't typically enjoy decorating in games or games that are only about decorating, but Design Conjure has me under its spell. Cheesy puns aside, the demo allows you to play through the first level, where you'll be returning home and unpacking your things after graduating from the academy. Oh, and pretty obviously, you're a witch, and together with your witty familiar Cosmo, you can open every drawer, cupboard, and closet to organize and refresh your space. As someone who doesn't typically like these games, Design Conjure is so intuitive and seamless. If decorating was like this in Dreamlight Valley, I think it would quickly become my favorite part of the game. You can put anything pretty much anywhere, and it feels like there's lots of space to slot things next to each other if you're like me and you prefer the cozy maximalist look. It does look like there's a story to go along with the levels, but what makes it special is that you can customize almost everything, even the weather or the music that's playing. The music, by the way, is great. I'm not sure when this comes out, but Design Conjure is going to be a release day buy for me. So those are the 4 demos I genuinely had fun with this time. I did try a few other ones, but they were incredibly glitchy, so while they had potential, I think they probably need more work before they're ready for people to play them. If you made it this far, thanks so much. I'm curious, what demos did you play? Are there any you really enjoyed? Let me know down in the comments. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time.